3, 2, 1. Hi there, and welcome to another training video from K-Talk. This one I decided was called Autism and Ageism, Navigating Self-Employment and Ageism as an Autistic Professional. Let's get on with the presentation. I've done things a little different in this training video. So about this story. Living at an intersection, unemployment, self-employment and autism. Trained, but on the outside. Qualified in administration, but just no office experience. This is about a story, not a complaint, about what the hard road has taught me as an individual. And a promise. Practical strategies that you can use, and then I'll be providing my contact details. Where I started. Back in 1985, when I decided that I wanted to do administration as a permanent career for myself, I trained up and trained up and trained up. And as a matter of fact, I've got 20 years of training behind me. So I'm trained and credentialed, but there was no office to point to. I never got to the point of working in the field and having traditional experience. The catch-22. Employers now wanted experience, which I was always denied. Autism in the mix. Standard workplaces very rarely fit me now these days. I have to have a lot of supports in place should I be going back to the workplace. But now that's why I work in my own business and I'm self-employed, and I'm so proud of that. But if you do apply for a job, it's a vicious circle, isn't it? How on earth are you supposed to get experience if you don't get a job in the first place to gain that experience? And you feel good about applying for the role, but what can you do if they just keep on sending you rejection emails? The mental toll. Application after application. All of mine ended in rejection and negativity on those unfair decisions of not to hire me for embracing neurodiversity reasons. The reason I repeat, not enough experience. What it did to me. Anxiety and depression set in. Underemployment wears you down. Too little work erodes hope. The comments of, maybe you haven't tried hard enough, or you'll never get work now. Just live on your disability pension and be done with it. No. But the more you keep trying and the more you don't give up, the more it wears you down. As I'm sure you would be in the same position as me, or have had or been in that position, or have had that experience also. You get so excited, but you treat this looking for work as a full-time job. And you're so keen and eager, and you go in and you look at all the websites of all the jobs. And some people get jobs like that, and others, no. But you keep trying because you don't want to give up. You want to work like everyone else. But sometimes you just never succeed. You don't succeed in places. So I want you to put yourself in my shoes or someone else's shoes if you're employed in an organisation or company at the moment. Can you imagine the intense drive of an individual reliant on government assistance who yearns to secure employment and escape their present circumstances. Now, you may be living on $1,200 a fortnight, which is exactly what I get at the moment, or you could be $1,200 a week. If I had $1,200 to $1,500 a week, oh, that would be so good. I could do so much more with my life and put some money away and save for a new car and go places that I'd never been before, and I travel. But it's waking up, having a shower, getting going, and then sitting down on a computer day after day after day, wanting to be employed. And if you have a disability like me, and people say I don't have a disability, but I'll safely declare in this space that I have an autism spectrum disorder, and I was diagnosed at the age of 30 with what was known then as, back then as Asperger's syndrome in October 1998. I want to get out of my circumstances. I want to work for an organisation and not be home all day, day in, day out, and get out of this boring routine that I'm in. But I can't because I don't have any experience. Can you feel what I'm feeling right now? Can you see when I'm trying to send this message across to you or give this message across? Are you aware of their deep longing to join the daily commute like everyone else, being out of their comfort zone and doing something completely and entirely different? Seeking true inclusion within a workplace and the broader community itself? Do you understand their simple yet profound desire to be recognised and given a chance by an employer or organisation? Now, some employers do this, but others have still not embraced neurodiversity in their workplaces. The weight of comparison. Measured against others, less successful than my peers. Pushed to the edges, a quiet sense of exclusion. So can you imagine this? You're the person in blue and someone's pushing you over the edge. How would you feel in that situation? How would you feel if you were on the outside of a circle and not included? How would you feel? Words are, you're useless, worthless, hopeless, are the words that I've had dished out to me in the past. Families don't like those other family members with disabilities or disabilities around their circles. They either get ignored or left out of the circle altogether, as I have in the past and still do now in the present. I have a lot of family members that I don't see, but there are some family members that accept me, so when I'm in their presence, I'm just part of their circle and their family, their smaller family. But it's because of me that I've got autism that nobody likes me. So I just say tough luck. Many able-bodied individuals maintain social distance, sometimes feeling anxious or uncomfortable. This can lead to people with disabilities or disabilities being treated as outsiders or a nuisance, resulting in isolation and exclusion in society itself. Now, if I put my hand up to this camera, here we go, and I covered my face, what would you see? A stop sign. You've blocked me from being ever part of your life. But what if I've opened my fingers? What do you see beyond the hand? Do you see a person? Do you see that person who's just an individual who wants to fit in? Or do you still see the hand? What do you see? Do you see the person first before the disability, or do you see the disability first before the person? Tell me in the comments. I'd love to hear your feedback on this. So how do you treat people with disabilities or disabilities in the community? Do you have that? A soft sign? Or do you have that? Well, I can see through my fingers. Oops. What do you see through the hand? Can you see the person first before the disability? Or can you see the disability first before the person? Self-worth under pressure. When employment or human intervention of, you're too old to get a job now, you should be retired, define status. It hurts big time. Am I too young or am I too old to work? But the point is, and as a matter of fact, many employers or companies are now looking for those who've got relevant skills and experience to rejoin the workforce because they've got the knowledge and expertise in place, rather than sometimes hiring someone who is just fresh out of university or has no experience at all. Lack of financial opportunities to support me. I've done it very tough in my life with very limited funds in the bank. It means I've got to hold back for a while, and that's not very easy at all. How would you feel if you had to survive on $10 for a fortnight? You wouldn't be able to go out, you wouldn't be able to afford petrol, you wouldn't even be able to buy a coffee. You'd have to live on tin food for the rest of that fortnight. The weight of comparison being self-employed. So my determination to continue building K-Talk, my business, despite the financial hurdles and personal responsibilities I've faced, is a testament of my strength, my determination as having a strong resilience against others or towards others. While 2025 and 2026 have presented significant challenges for me in the last 18 months, especially the loss or death of my father earlier this year, 2026. Now my commitment to my business provides more than just a professional outlet. It is clearly full steam ahead for my engine for purpose, engagement and personal fulfillment, my purpose in life. This is what keeps me going. This is what makes me feel good. Even though I don't earn an income right now, because it's the 6th of July today, and I've had to deal with the recent death of my father, as well as a tumultuous year last year, but I got my course books updated and revised, and I did a lot of work then, in between everything else that was happening around me. I still managed to put up 35 training videos on my YouTube channel, but also revise 2 books, one done in 2024 and write one from scratch, which is the Autism and Mental Health one. That's available in the shop section of my website. The hard yards of self-employment. Building a business, one solitary step at a time. The lonely groundwork. Building contact lists by hand. That's exactly what I did in 2009, 8 and 9. I sat here day after day after day getting lots of school email addresses and lots of other DES, Disability Employment Service email addresses, and just sending them out 30,000 to 50,000 and 30,000 emails. And then I started to tackle New Zealand because I didn't want to be just known in Australia. But now my first course book is about to be published, which is the Ageism for teens and adults, plus 50 platforms. And I've had another offer to be featured in a lot of United States news papers and things like that. So I do my own marketing team, self-run campaign after campaign. Now I have a Google account and that's exactly what I do. And I don't want someone going into my account and someone I don't trust who can take valuable information from my account, but also maybe change the password on me and or my Facebook or any other social media that I do. I'd rather just do my own. And pay them thousands of dollars? No thanks. No one hands you momentum. Every lead was mine to earn. Discipline over inspiration. I'm showing up and doing this every single day. Chasing opportunity. Now this is how I am feeling right now. Reaching beyond my postcode. Chasing international opportunities. Cold outreach. Warm intent. Introducing myself to strangers that embrace my products and services to their businesses. Persistence as strategy. While others may attempt to define my future by my current circumstances, my focus remains on the flight that lies ahead of me. I have already built a foundation of specialised knowledge and high-quality training products that makes me an expert in neurodiversity and autism inclusion in the community. I see this as an absolute strength, not a weakness in any aspect. So if you see someone with autism who can do this, and it's their brains, if you see someone in a wheelchair who's got like a dino-rider or a speech thing that speaks for them, it's not their brain, it's not their bodies, but it's their brains. They can give some very highly valuable information there. Serving clients well. Relationships, not transactions. Attentive client care. I care about my clients. Bespoke by default. I build training around each client and what they want. I listen to them, shaping the work to their needs and building training packages. Reputation compounds. Care, empathy and compassion towards others earns the next job for me in my business. Facing judgment and ageism. The prejudice that runs alongside the ambition. This is what I've had, someone pointing the finger to me. Advised to wind down. Told to retire early just because of my age limitation. Ambition and discouraged. Nudged to shrink my career and life goals. Caregiving used against me. My duties framed as limits. Constant judgment. The quiet weight of opinions against me all the time. All the time in the world. You've got all the time in the world to be a carer for mum or dad or whoever you're caring for. And this is what I've had, the finger pointed at me. You become a spectator to the progress, like of being in a game, of others as they climb their career ladders and eventually enjoy the hard-earned retirement exactly where they want to be. But they don't know that I'm becoming internationally popular. They don't know what I'm actually doing and where I'm going with my business to further expand to internationally and other countries around the world by just having this YouTube channel or by just having my website visible online everywhere around the world. So even though I'm not working in an organisation or a company and climbing the social ladder or career ladder, I'm doing exactly that with my business anyway, and I'm so very proud of that. The sting of ageism. Well, what about me? You stand still and miss out on all the opportunities that come your way. But this is how you're meant to be, according to some people. That's what they see you initially, as you being a full-time carer. While others fulfill their dreams of domestic and overseas travel and live out their lives the way they want to, sometimes you've got to think, are they being too selfish? Who's going to look after the person with a disability in the family once the parents have passed away? What happens if you as a parent carer don't train those individuals for them to be able to look after themselves? Now, I was very fortunate to have my mother do that for me. She taught me everything about how to pay the bills, go grocery shopping, do the laundry and everything else you do around the house, and literally take care of the house itself. So then I've got the skills in place for when she passes. Now, I've just lost my father, but when she passes, Mum and I are very close to each other. When she passes, I'll still be able to carry on and do the things and make decisions of my own that I had to learn how to do when I was in my early stages of my life journey, when I was about 35, to make those decisions for myself. But who in your family, and this will trigger some information or a question in your own mind, who's going to look after your elderly parents, or are you just going to whack them into a nursing home and not be bothered with them? Because that's what some people do. Family members don't want the responsibility of caring for a loved one, especially after having so much freedom throughout their whole lives. They don't want to give up on what they've got, which is the advantages they have, to then face the challenges of looking after another loved one compared to what you've got and the challenges you face with your disability. So even though I have chronic conditions that I have to look after myself, I still have to take care of Mum because my sister lives so far away. But she would come down and she would look after my mum or a parent or whoever if she had to. Some family members are happy to visit, but then they'd much rather leave as soon as possible and return to their homes and leave the caring to you as the person in charge of their parents or elderly people. Right, let's get out of here and not come back for a while, is their attitude against and towards you as the carer of the person you're in charge of. How would you feel in that situation? That's a dire situation. That's selfishness that I see. They'd much rather not do the caring because they don't have the skills and they're actually scared of doing that, of giving the person their pills or medication or taking them to doctor's appointments or something or whatever. It's only a temporary thing. But you've got to love the person and respect them. But it's not all about when they're passed that you're going to get their inheritance. You respect them and then they respect you back. It's all about respect. But if you don't respect them and you're just after their money, a lot of people come out of the woodwork because they just want money, money, money because they don't have that of their own. And then they're jealous or selfish of someone else because you've got that money and they don't. Why I keep going. A simple, stubborn goal to maximise my potential. Their doubt, my fire. Others don't set my ceiling or see my ceiling. I've soared and reached record heights that I never thought possible, and I have always exceeded my own expectations. That's one of the mottos of my business. Honesty about the difficulty. It's been tough, and that's okay. That's perfectly fine. Purpose outlasts prejudice. Meaning beats approval. Strategies to overcome. hard-won lessons you can put to work. Validate yourself. Don't wait for permission. Disregard limiting judgments. Their ceiling isn't yours. Act on your own purpose. Move on to what matters to you, not anyone else. Prioritize self-directed action. Take the first step, uncheered. You do what feels right for you, not anyone else. People can also give their opinions and they can give advice, but it's whether you take that or not, and it's up to you to take that and act upon it. It could be the wrong thing. It could be and they might steer you in their direction because they see something that might be right for you, but you go with your gut feeling. Always listen to your gut feeling, because that's where it's going to tell you what to do in the right situation, at the right time, right place, right moment. Strategy 2, keep growing. Treat mistakes as lessons, pivots, not failures. Pivot toward alignment. Each misstep points towards something better or somewhere better. Commit to continuous learning. Always build new skills. Protect your momentum. Small, steady progress wins. Always take the baby steps to reach the big milestone. Getting support that helps. Asking for help is a strength. Engage someone to assist you to talk over what's going in your life if possible. Register with an agency. Don't be ashamed of it. Register for government assistance. Don't be ashamed of it. It's there to help you. I felt really bad when I was in my early 20s and I had to go down and register for the dole back then, and I got $270 a fortnight, which wasn't very much back then, but it was a lot of money. And then I got a job which was $760 a fortnight. That was a lot of money. Now it's peanuts to these days. But don't be afraid to step forward. Don't be ashamed that you're in that position and you need help. Ask for it, because if you don't ask, you'll never get. Don't be afraid to step into a job agency, because you might find something better than what you've done already in the past. And even if you need financial support, Centrelink is there to help everyone. But just remember, respect the situation that you're in, and always do your part in respecting them, and they will help you. I've always been to a Centrelink office, and I've never, ever, absolutely ever had a problem with any of the staff, because they're very, very helpful. Even my phone company I'm with, I've had phenomenal support. And I've had the best deals given to me, and that's why I stick with them. So even if you just want to work a few days a week, that might be enough. Part-time makes a difference. This will boost your confidence and self-esteem. Steady work lifts both. The practical matter too, real help with living costs. And if you're on a pension and you can earn a bit more money, that's a bonus to you, depending on how much you get. Here's some key takeaways for you. You are not the rejections. An inbox of no's that you receive isn't worth it, or your worth. Just delete them and move on. Don't worry about it. If you don't get the job, that's fine. You'll find a better one. Self-employment is hard yards. Expect the grind. Receive the rewards that you gain from working in it. Ignore the ageist script. Ambition has no expiry date. Validate, act, learn, pivot. The moves that keep you going. Reach for support. The right help protects you and your soul. For contacting me or any information or any of the courses that I have, please use these details. Here's my number and my email address and my YouTube channel and my website. And that's the end of this presentation. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, comment and share and what you think this video is. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye for now.